If there isn't an outside party that's measuring standards on an industry, the ruling metric isn't certifications passed or exams passed or years in the industry. It's 100% measured in client testimony. What are clients saying about the coach that you want to hire? There is no tenure or plaques to distract you from the only thing that matters when you're considering hiring a coach. Do they rave about the things that matter to you? And are they getting the results you're after? Yes or no?
Welcome to Sincerely Future You, a podcast that helps ambitious women like you make decisions today with the future you in mind.
Hello, lovely listeners. Welcome to another episode of Sincerely Future You. If this is your first time listening, I apologize for how sexy my voice sounds right now. I have a bit of a tickle in my throat, but do not worry. Pull up a chair. Don't be scared. Well, maybe a little scared because this show can sometimes rock you. Sometimes listening to an episode is like getting splashed in the face with a glass of ice water, then being handed a coffee, and then a change of clothes that came from your closet of your future, wiser, more fashionable CEO self, Obvi. Think of me as Ryan Gosling's character in Crazy Stupid Love, and you're Steve Carell. If you haven't seen it, Ryan is basically a sexy mentor that can see Steve's infinite potential. He wants the best for him, like I want the best for you, and I'm not afraid to say whatever I need in order for you to get there. Even if the painful truth is that your genes are giving soccer mom butt, proverbially speaking. I'm going to give it to you straight when it comes to becoming the masterful CEO version of you, because that's who you are in the not so distant future. Can you feel it? How do I know? The thing is, I'm friends with future you. She's a total badass, and together on this show, we're going to get you meetings with her so you can cash in on her wisdom and experience. It's important that we start the work of accessing your future self now because future you is very important. She books up way in advance. Okay, this week's topic we're talking about is tough love and why you need it or don't. We're going to talk about that. But first, we're going to do the highly requested hype sesh where I give you the pep talk that the crazy half of your brain needs. And then I'm going to share the masterful CEO shout out of the week before diving into the topic of the day. Do not miss the end because I am announcing for the very first time something for those of you who aren't yet ready for coaching in the way that I offer it. Those of you who are newbie business owners or maybe just have an idea that you want to bring to life. And we're going to help you take your idea to money-making impact. Are you ready for that? Ooh, we'll talk about it at the end. Okay, let's get hype. Okay, a few months ago, I did an episode that you all loved. I'll link it here. It was called Business Motivational Hype Words to Keep You Going. And I did not hold back on that episode. Turns out it was like the hot sauce I didn't know was missing from this burrito of a podcast. So we're going to serve it up at the beginning of every episode. Are you ready? Here are your words of hype. You are just warming up, my friend. It might feel like you've been at this for a while, but I can assure you, you have yet to see a fraction of what you're capable of. A colleague of mine is writing a book right now, and it's reaching the final phase. You know, the part where the publisher is going to go, this is shit, rework it, or we're not going to move forward, or green light, this is amazing, it's a go. And she's thought right now, this has been hard. It's almost done. But you know what? It's actually just the beginning. It's about to be there for the readers to read, and then the real work begins. Just like when I was at the arcade with my son this weekend and we held our breath and used every ounce of energy to beat the 75 freaking zombies that kept popping up and almost finishing us. And finally we thought, we did it. And then sure enough, after 4 seconds of us high-fiving and thinking we're hot shit, a whole new slew of zombies burst out of the ground. This is what we signed up for. This is what you signed up for when you signed up to be a business owner. And the news that there are always a different kind of, metaphorical zombie-like business obstacle lurking around at every level was that you're going to have to learn a new skill or get a new tool to slay. It's not bad news. my gorgeous, gorgeous gal. It is a micro example of what it looks like to live and pursue a big life in a big business. The thrills, the evolution, the way you continue to think this is hard and then somehow you figure it out. Lean in. Take your worry off the table for today. Stop making whatever thing you haven't figured out yet define you, because it doesn't. Whether you're on level 1 or level 37, it's supposed to have shit you don't know how to do yet. It's supposed to challenge you. And if you want a reprieve from the challenge, don't take a break from the work. Take a break from the self-doubt. Take a break from the beating yourself up. Take a break from making any of this mean anything about you. Everything you're worked up about right now is just data, and it will be made insignificant by the mountain of creations, both god-awful and kissed by God, that future you has in her bank. So it's time to go forward, love. Brush off the zombie off of you and reload. But don't forget to make it fun. Dress it up in some cute combat boots or shout hoo-doo-hoo and give a pound to whoever is next to you. This is what you were made to do. Okay, let us bring out the review and shout out of our Masterful CEO of the Week. Today it is Brianna. Brianna said, "Hey Jess, I hope you're enjoying the springtime with your family. I just wanted to hop on and celebrate a recent milestone with you. I just signed my first 10K client. Whoop whoop. I literally cried happy tears. As you know, I had received quite a few no's or redirections so far this year. That receiving this, it was so affirming. The client initially came to me with a much lower budget. However, she trusts me and my work and decided to make the investment anyway. A couple of days after that, I signed another client at my new minimum. So bananas, but also not at all, because we've been preparing for this, right? LOL, I am happy that I have not settled for less than my minimum and that I actively worked on believing in my pricing and value. Thank you so much for your guidance." Rock on, Brianna. I'm so proud of you. I know when I'm watching my clients in the struggle, in that self-doubt that we were just pep talking you through, it's hard because they can't see this moment that I know eventually they come to every time without exception. When you do not give up and when you follow this process, you create massive, exciting results and impact in your world, in your industry. So keep it up and shout out. You are just such an inspiration to us, Brianna. If you are out there and you are doing some good work or you are in the struggle and you want to be shouted out, please share with me something that you've learned or applied from the podcast so that I can shout you out here. Go and leave a review so that I can shout you out here. Okay, let's dive in. Do you need tough love? Well, this is kind of what I want you to think about today. Hiring a coach is not like hiring a dentist or even a therapist. It's more like hiring a nanny or a guy for work on your house. Here's what I mean by that. Coaching is not a regulated industry, which means it doesn't have a governing body overseeing it, as therapy does, for example. This means less rules, which means you get a large variety of what it means to be a coach. It means that even though one of my besties, Daphne, is also a business coach, our methods, our style, and even the results we offer are completely different. I love working in a non-regulated industry. To me, it means no limitations to how I can serve you. It means I can coach as me, the no BS, irreverent, mom-infused, yin-yang, math and feeling slinging, tough love CEO mastery expert, which makes it easier for my ideal client, you, to find me and be like, hell yes, that's my girl, I'm in. An unregulated industry is also good for you because it means that the cream just rises more clearly to the top. If there isn't an outside party that's measuring standards on an industry, the ruling metric isn't certifications passed or exams passed or years in the industry. It's 100% measured in client testimony. What are clients saying about the coach that you want to hire? There is no tenure or plaques to distract you from the only thing that matters when you're considering hiring a coach. Do they rave about the things that matter to you? And are they getting the results you're after? Yes or no? Now, you can get results in a lot of different ways, but today we're going to be talking about the style and the ways that you are getting it. And in particular, whether you're new or not, I'd love to give you a rundown on what it's like on the inside of working with me, because what my clients say about working with me the most is that it is the tough love that they knew they needed, or in some cases, they weren't sure they knew they needed until they got in the room. So you can see if working with a tough love business coach is exactly what you and your business need right now, or if not. First, let's talk actually about the 4 reasons not to hire me, or that you're not quite ready and this isn't the moment to hire me or a tough love coach. Number 1, if you know that you shut down when you're met with direct feedback, there's nothing wrong with you if you do. It's likely a trauma response and surely not a match for the flavor of growth that you're shopping for. So if you are looking for a coach and you want the results that I'm talking about, but you do not jive well with that direct feedback, again, also reach out to me. I have tons of coaches in my industry that I highly recommend that have completely different styles to me, and I would love to refer them to you. Number 2, if you are currently struggling with depression or you're in the process of unpacking a trauma and are not emotionally ready to throw yourself into failure collection. One of the things we do in the work that we do, it's life-changing, but it is not what I would call gentle. It's rip the Band-Aid, throw you in the deep end kind of growth. We go towards negative emotion to show you that you can handle it. But if you're already carrying the weight of a lot of unprocessed negative emotion, this might not be the time to dive into tough love coaching. It's important to know. Number 3, if you're looking for a place of people who will commiserate with and reinforce your beliefs about why your circumstances are hard, or if you're not interested in being the only person that we focus on changing, you're going to be disappointed. This is super rare that I even have people that come to me that fall into this category, but every once in a while it does. There are people that are like, okay, cool. I want to hire a coach so that they can help me figure out how to change my husband, my staff, my team, my clients, how to help me change them. And then they're met with my work, and the work that we do is only to make sure how can you show up to get your own results and be responsible for all of the things that you can control. We don't try and control other people here, okay? And finally, you're not right for the room or for hiring a tough love coach if you're looking for someone to beat you up. This does happen sometimes. I have people that will come to me because they think that they deserve this. This isn't military school. It's not suck it up boot camp. It's, I know you can handle feeling this, so we're going to stop pretending that you can't camp. It's stop beating yourself up for the past. Let's bring all the parts of you and stumble your way forward to meet future you. School. Okay? So just know if you are looking to hire someone as kind of a punishment for yourself because you're not where you want to be yet, that's not what we do here. Here are the 4 things that we do here that you will instantly know whether you are ready for it and if tough love coaching is exactly what you need. Number 1, I show you your brain and I filter out your drama. Okay, any decent coach makes this their first priority. Our main job is just to show your brain to you, show you the story that you're telling yourself about the world, about your business, and the role you're playing in both. When I start out with a client, they usually think everything they're telling me is fact. They think that because they have evidence to support their beliefs, it just makes it true. No, you don't understand. I really don't know how to do it. I've never done it before. I'm terrible at sales. I'm so bad at the math part of my business. Oops, get ready for that tough part. I'm going to cut off your crazy at the quick. I'll show you where your brain is actually creating the results in your business, both positive and negative. The same results you're using as evidence. Yep, You staged the crime scene. Your hands are bloody because your thoughts create your feelings and your feelings drive your actions and our actions create our results. I'm going to firmly disagree with the story that you tell me when I see it's not serving you, because when you're about to pitch a potential client and you believe that you're bad at sales, you feel self-conscious. And when you feel self-conscious, you start mumbling and apologizing. And even though the lady walked in and said, "This store is so cute," she now gets the vibe that you don't want to be talking to her. And you end up botching the sale. Not because you're bad at sales, so don't give me that, but because you believed I'm bad at sales while you were selling. You may want to double down and argue with me, and this does happen. This is the tough part, but you will never win. Because you see, my loyalty is with future you. And it's my job not to believe anything you say about her that isn't true. This is where I have to risk our relationship. I have to be willing to tell you the truth, even at the expense of you thinking that I'm great. And I'm really good at my job. So despite the temptation of you guys loving me, I'm committed to that truth, no matter how it feels. Now, for the love part of that. We're going to lovingly remind you that when you are creating your own personal hell, that's not because you're fundamentally flawed. It's just how the human brain works. The highest functioning brains do this. In fact, it's totally normal and without question good news, because once you see your thoughts as what they are, just thoughts, neither true nor fixed, you get to decide what you want to think instead. Number 2, we boil it down to the math. My clients, they come to me to get down to brass tacks. They want results and they just want to know what it takes to get there. They want more time, they want more money, and you don't want to be so confused or overwhelmed about how to get it. We spend the first week or 2 of coaching together deciding the math of your goal, and then we reverse engineer it. We track it, we evaluate it, and then we continue to experiment while deepening our belief in the inevitable of getting what we came for. This is going to be tough because it means you no longer have excuses or distractions. It means that the only thing ever standing between you and your results is your unwillingness to feel shitty or uncomfortable. Do I have to say that again? This is tough because it means you don't have excuses or distractions. It means the only thing that is ever standing between you and your result is your unwillingness to feel shitty or uncomfortable. This part of coaching also feels like love though, because it reveals the equation that when solved equals your dreams. Anyone can do it and future you has done it. Number 3, we're going to introduce you to future you. Did I mention that we're besties, future you and me? Once we've outlined the results that you came for, how much time you want to be spending at home unplugged, how much money you want to be earning, how you want to lead with poise without second guessing yourself, how when the world hands you heartache or struggle, you always say, "Bring it on, world. There's nothing I can't handle," and really mean it. Once I know all of those things that you want and that you don't yet have in hand, I instantly know her, the masterful CEO version of you. The tough part of this is once I know her, I am relentless in pointing out where you are dishonoring that glorious version of you. When you tell me you had planned time to schedule out your week, but you blew it off because someone else asked you for help, I'm not going to accept that. Future you views that as blowing off a meeting with the CEO. If you had a meeting with the Fortune 500 company scheduled, would you have blown that off? When you lie to yourself, I'm going to point it out. This might feel like a barrage at first, like I am just coming at you. And I am, but I am not coming at you out of criticism. I'm coming at you because we need to cut it off. We need to break this habit. It's kind of like one of those things where you have a rubber band around your wrist and we're snapping it every time just to bring awareness to what you're doing and how you are blocking yourself from the deep love and respect that you need for future you. The loving part of this is that you get to lean on my belief in her. When you're in the thick of it, I remind you that this is just all a part of it. It's all part of the game, that the launches that flopped, the Instagram that isn't growing as fast as you'd like, it has no bearing on your ultimate success. It's hard to believe in a future you can't see, and I really get that. But I've done this before. I've watched people in the muck of their learning. I haven't had a single client skip that part altogether. And I watch them all, if they don't give up, become the future CEO they aspired to be. It feels like magic, but it's not. It's a rigorous but foolproof process. Okay, finally, we have the fourth thing that I do as a tough love coach. I expose your misalignment. When you're treating yourself like shit, where you're lying to yourself, where you're saying you want something, but your actions tell a different story. There is a formula that we follow. We create your belief plan, your emotional fuel, and your action plan, as well as your monthly goals. The literal only thing you have to do is outline these four things and commit to them monthly. But alas, simple and easy are not synonyms. The tough part, this part is extra tough, but if you can handle this part of coaching, you will undoubtedly reach your goals. Your action plan is just that. It's your plan, your best guess for how you're going to reach your goal. But spoiler alert, it rarely goes down exactly the way that you plan. Early results might look abominable. Your goal was 30 sold by Friday and it's Tuesday and you're at 2. This is where you will want to change the plan or abandon the plan or hide or quit. But more times than not, it's not the action plan that's actually flawed. It's the fact that your belief plan and feeling plan is so fragile that the moment someone comments on how expensive your beauty line is or how unfair your policy is, you forget what you believe. You forget that how you respond to the bumps in the road is what ultimately gets you safely to your destination. And daily, I am here to put your misalignment in the spotlight. I'm the girl you can always count on to tell you, hey, you got a mustard stain on your ass. But not to embarrass you, because this really is not just tough, it is love. I come with the news of stains and a Tide stick to go. I'm going to ask you high quality questions that get your brain to focus on what fuels it, on what matters, over and over again, because the flops that feel unbearable as a solopreneur, we eat that shit for breakfast and then come together and get used to it. The warmth that you feel when you come under the wing of a tough love coach, it's more like what you see the main character feel in any elite athlete movie. When you're doing the same drill over and over again, and suddenly what was really hard is not so hard. Suddenly you're breaking your own record. Suddenly the thing that coach was busting your balls about the whole movie is what you're now doing backwards in heels. You don't even need them anymore. And that is the point. Hiring a tough love coach should mean that eventually your brain adopts the habits of your coach. It learns to become equal parts tough and equal parts loving. It means you see wins as the goal and fails as the training, just a part of the process. It is all a part of your glorious journey and impact in your industry. You know when you're so excited about something, you wrap it up in the fanciest wrapping and bow, and it's almost so pretty that you don't want to give it away? Damn, it has been a long time since I've been this excited about something I'm bringing you, because I've tabled this offer for a long time. You guys have been asking me, but here it finally is. Up until now, the only way that you could work with me is in my group coaching program, meant for entrepreneurs with an already established business and who want to scale their business without scaling their problems. I've gotten messages for years from people who want to start a business though. Maybe you have an offer, but you just haven't made enough money to qualify for being in happening sessions yet. Well, that is changing, because on June 1st, you will officially be able to sign up for the Splash Pad. Oh my gosh, you guys, the Splash Pad is my crash course and community for newbie business owners who want to make their first dollars in their business and avoid the most common distractions and unnecessary investments before they get there. For $9.97 only, you are going to get literally everything you need to make duplicatable income in your business, to set the foundation and be really clear and collect all of the fails in a safe space quickly so that you're not wasting any money or time setting up your business, okay? You'll get immediate access to a community of other geniuses who are in the same phase you are, and also mentorship from my clients who are further along. This is the space you've been waiting for that is going to launch you instead of fire hose you with make sure you do this unsanctioned and also unsolicited biz tip gossip that you've been getting from your mom and your friends and your otherwise unhelpful but well-intentioned loved ones. Get on the wait list now by going to sincerelyfutureyou.com, because the first 10 women in the room will also get a one-on-one launch call with yours truly. I can't wait. So stay tuned for more info on the splash pad, but make sure that you are getting ready to be in that room. Doesn't matter if you're brand new or if you've kind of been working it for a little while and you really just want to hone these things that you wish you had before you started your business. This is the room you want to get in. Okay, finally, I want to define what I mean when I say tough, because I think that word has been distorted a bit. Tough love to me is a beautiful thing. Tough has become synonymous right now with not feeling the feels. But that is the opposite of what I mean when I say tough. It means being unafraid of going towards your own human emotion. It means taking risks and allowing other people to have their own opinions. And it means welcoming judgment and criticism. It means being willing to suck at something in the beginning and having shame about that. It's sobbing your face off for getting it wrong and then going back out there and doing it again until you get it right. Tough means putting one foot in front of the other, being honest with yourself when you're struggling, processing through it, not using it to slow down and shield us from more negative emotion. It's reminding us that when we do hard things and feel hard things, we don't die. And in that cycle, we come to know our future self a little bit better. We see why she is so damn amazing, because she is on the other side of so much. And you're the brave little toaster that's doing the dirty work. Rock on with your bad self.
Hey Hapsters, if you want to learn more about today's topic, head over to whatshappening.com/podcast. That's what's happening, whatshappening.com/podcast. If you're a business owner and you're resonating with what we talk about here, what are you even doing? Come hang out with me over where the party's at on Instagram at What's Happening WJess. Again, that's happy, HAPPYNING, and book a discovery call to see if coaching is your next best step.